Oh dear. All right. Another week. Another Centre Circle podcast. What's happening, boys? You alright?
Yeah, I'm alright, man. Just wrap this season up, innit? Like, let's wrap it up, man.
No. I think it's providing plenty of entertainment for people. What you saying, bro? Isaac, you alright, yeah?
Just carry on. Carry on.
But why you like this, bro? Why you like this? What happened? Liverpool annoy you, yeah?
No, it's not even that, bro. Do you know what?
What is it?
It's PGMOL.
Oh, yeah?
They're out here again. It's main character syndrome. I feel like they're trying to sabotage the league.
Really?
Yeah, man.
So the 1 year that Arsenal might win it, they're trying to sabotage the league?
No, they tried. They
Were
did
they
the
trying
same
to
to us.
sub
They
to
did this. They tried. They did the same to us. Remember the Curtis Jones red card to Spurs? You know, derailed our season.
So what are the PGMOL, I was going to say done this weekend, but not done this weekend that's caught your eye? What's wrong? Talk to.
Don't do that, because you know what I'm. You know why I'm angry. You know why I'm mad.
No, but tell them I know.
There
but they
were
don't know.
so many fouls in that box, but they chose to focus solely on David Raya and the impediment of David Raya.
Okay, so
there was also Declan.
to the
There
West
was
Ham Arsenal game.
there was Declan Rice trying to wind up on flipping Mavropanos in the box.
We say Carnival.
Brother, Mavropanos was trying to get away. Rice weren't letting him.
Culture club.
You got
Look,
Trossard fouling
Pablo.
as he's fouling Raya.
I don't get me wrong. I think at this point, after this weekend, Howard Webb's going to have to address the nation. I think at this point, because
You know what? I don't think we'll have to.
I think you're going to say what I was going to say. Yeah. But I think that was really pivotal to the goal. That's the issue. I think it was pivotal to the goal. That was the issue. Go on.
Yeah, so I don't think it'd have to. In a normal context, you'd say it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. But they're only going to look at the foul on David Raya to rule out the goal. And he's fouled, unfortunately, for West Ham. Granted, Trossard has got his arm around Pablo, but they're not looking at that. They're looking at the impediment on Raya to see if he stopped from getting the ball.
Yeah, because that foul doesn't negatively or positively influence the goal. That's separate.
Yeah, so if you start looking retrospectively at that action has a knock-on effect on that action, which has a knock-on effect on that action, you're going to be looking at ruling out goals forever.
Nah. What I will say is, uncharacteristically, I'm going to agree with a little bit of what Isaac said here. Because even yesterday's game, Liverpool's game yesterday, we're recording on Sunday, some of the WWE that was going on in the box before the corner was taken, even the ref was like, nah, they need to get a grip on this.
Even the VVD header that hit the crossbar.
Yeah.
He was fouled, but still managed to get his shot off. If he doesn't get the shot off, you must probably give a penalty. So it shouldn't be one or the other.
Exactly.
No, so but
the goal's played on.
Because if he scores that and they say, no, it's a penalty, you're going to be vexed.
No, but it's akin. If we go back to, you know, when Isak scored against Tottenham, and he broke his leg, we see that kind of challenge all the time where a striker gets a shot off, they're fouled or taken out, but because they got a shot off, they be like, oh, it's fine.
Yeah, when because the foul didn't impede the action. But if he didn't and he lost the ball, they'll bring the foul back. That's the advantage.
But you're still fouled.
But that's the advantage, though.
But the thing is, so my issue is, and I agree with Keith, but I think the finer issue is consistency.
Yeah, 100%. You're not going to get an argument from me on that one.
In some games, it gets given, it'll get pulled back, to Keith's point. In other games, they just carry on. You got your shot off. Advantage.
Yeah.
It's like, come on,
honestly, if I could speak to Howard Webb right now, you know what I'd ask him? How do you measure the standard? What are you looking at to make sure their standard is not going down, is continuing to improve every season? Because this is mad. This is actually mad.
Yeah, I'm flabbergasted, gobsmacked.
But to the football teams, to the football players, don't talk about refs. Boy, they say you need some luck to win, to win the league, because you've seen them given. You've seen them like, so like you say, half, it's all in the tussle of play. And to be honest, if that had been a draw today, they'd have no one to blame but themselves.
For a team on the verge of winning the title, it wasn't a classic performance. West Ham were more in the game than I thought they would be.
But I expected that though. They're
I
fighting for their
expected
lives.
it as well.
They're fighting for their lives. These guys have never done it before. It's PTSD. It's been a big week. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I expected Arsenal to go there and bop them off the park. However, it should have been a little bit clearer than it was.
You're going to talk about the self-sabotage for 25 minutes.
Well, again, I see it in two ways. I don't think him putting... So which part? Rice going right back or who he subbed Ben White off for?
No, Rice going right back.
I don't think
Pulling
it's that
out
mad.
your most influential player out of the middle of the park and putting him at right back. You don't think that's mad?
Yeah, you saw the
Because
difference.
the difference was immediately.
Instant.
I'll be honest, yeah. I wouldn't have done that personally, but I could see what he was doing. I could see what he was doing. He was thinking, right, one of the reasons Mosquera hasn't played that often is because with the ball, he's not fantastic, right? And he's a centre-back by trade. So, in the phase of the game we're in now, I can put Zubimendi in there. I can't put Miles Lewis-Skelly on that right side. I haven't seen him use his right foot ever since I've seen him play football, right? Declan Rice can do that role. He played there for us in Brighton against Brighton in December. So I think he thought, right, let's just see how this goes. We'll ride it out. And then if I need to do something at halftime, I'll do it at halftime. Because he had a plan and it was kind of going a certain way. And I think he just didn't want to play Mosquera there, man. He just didn't want to do it. And I think that's what it was. So I personally wouldn't have done it. I would have played Mosquera there. But I wasn't as outraged with as everyone else was. And again, quite frankly, some of the stuff we saw after, if you watch it back, was less to do with Rice not being there and more to do with people just not taking care of the ball. 2 or 3 times people are like, look, see, I'm like, yeah, but I started with Saka losing the ball up there and just flicking his foot out for a pass instead of passing it properly. There were 2 or 3 occasions like that. So yeah, I think then, but then you then back yourself on the corner where later you got to sub a man off that you subbed them. And I hope that special Basque relationship, not Basque, what are you talking about? That special Basque relationship kind of saves them. But fair play to West Ham, put up a fight, which is what you want from people.
To be honest, it was their own fault, man.
Why?
Fernandes should have scored.
Yeah, he should have.
Bro, you're through on goal. Oh, you've got all that goal to aim for.
Bruv.
Omri special, sink his former club.
Yeah, he's no Henry, but yeah.
But it's just, yeah, man. I'm gutted, man. My heart breaks.
Look
My
at the
heart
hate
breaks.
watch. The hate. He's got it about his hate watch. Look, at the end of the day, we can go through, apart from maybe, I don't know, the 100 points and, you know, a couple of others. There's always a moment like this in every kind of title pursuit, right?
And Isaac, we can take solitude that Arsenal are going to win the league on easy mode in it, so it's fine, man. You know when you play the computer
Easy
game
mode.
and it gets a little bit too hard.
Easy
and
mode.
You turn it down to
Easy mode.
Yeah,
Let me put it to semi-professional.
we've only
They've
got
got
it-
it on easy mode, so that's fine.
Why are you talking rubbish? We've
I'm
only
not
got the small matter of the Champions League final as well.
I didn't say Champions League. I said you've won the Premier League on easy mode. There's a difference in what I'm
Nah,
saying.
we haven't. And if anything, if it's any easier than it should be, it's because you lot are rubbish.
Yeah, that's why it's on easy mode.
Oh, you shouldn't be basking in that. You shouldn't be glorifying the fact that you're crap.
Yeah, so is City. So
You
that's fine.
can't even. Well, I don't think they are, mate. They're blazing through. They're blazing through. They are blazing through. Anyway, Arteta survives another rookie moment. Some would call it. And yeah, 1-0 to the Arsenal. City play their game in hand against Palace on Tuesday. And now everyone's become mathematicians and doing scenarios.
Nah, it's over, man.
But long story short, as long as Arsenal don't drop any points, we're good, I believe. Even if we draw and win.
You don't want it to go to
Yeah,
goal
we don't want
difference,
that. We don't want that. We don't want that. But anyway, aside from the title race, been a few things going on. Glasner saga's been going on and on. I even forgot he was leaving at the end of the season. And now Iraola's here. He's leaving Bournemouth. He's done another announcement. Seems to be the season for telling us what you're going to do 3 months down the line. But anyway, and apparently Palace are leading the line to bring him in. That sounds like a mad move from him. I wouldn't expect him to go to, no disrespect, Palace, but why is he leaving Bournemouth to go Palace?
Is it even a lateral move? It kind of feels like a step backwards.
I agree. It sounds...
I would say you'd only say that because of him. So before him going to Bournemouth, you would have said it was a step down, leaving.
No.
A step up going from Bournemouth to Crystal Palace before Iraola got there.
No, I wouldn't have said
Yeah.
No.
What have Bournemouth done before Iraola for you to say they were a higher ranking club than
I
Crystal
know what I'm
Palace?
going to say. You go.
They're both they're perennial teams fighting for like mid to lower table teams. Both of them.
But in terms of stature of club,
Palace were just a little more consistent than Bournemouth.
but in terms of stature of club, you wouldn't have said that Bournemouth were a bigger club than Crystal Palace. I wouldn't even really say.
Palace aren't even that big a club. Let's be honest.
But comparing to
said
Bournemouth,
I'm not even doing it on strength of club. I'm just thinking, as a manager, you've heard all the things that managers have complained over the years at Palace. Investment, etc., etc. Bournemouth have got owners who want to invest. They want to take the club to a certain place. If you're going to pick one out of the two, if Glasner was at Bournemouth, he won't be leaving. Based on the things he's complained about. Do you know what I'm saying? So you're now going to go there and be hamstrung by some of the things you weren't hamstrung at Bournemouth. And I think if we look at their track record of, finding rough diamonds, etc., I think Bournemouth comes out ahead of Palace in that respect. So I just think there's lots of reasons why after coming to the Prem and managing a club like Bournemouth and doing what you've done with them, don't get me wrong, he's not done what Glasner's done with Palace. Glasner's put trophies on the table. But I think there's one of the few times where we can say that's a combination of the manager having one or two exceptional players. So I just think it's a risk for him to go there to try and then build on what he did at Bournemouth. And I'm surprised there aren't bigger clubs. Now, to be fair, most of the reports I've seen are talking from the Palace side. Palace want the Iraola.
does he want?
I don't know if he's going there, but I'd be really, really surprised, for example, if Jason Wilcox or whoever in that bloated hierarchy at Manchester United is not considering Iraola. If you're going to consider Michael Carrick, you should be considering Iraola.
Yeah, I agree. And it turned out that Athletic Bilbao is where he wanted to go, but they've hired someone else for the summer. Okay. So that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So I think he'll kind of get his essential pick of the jobs that are out there.
Who should, apart from Man United, who should pick up the phone?
This might sound mad, but I think he could go Real Madrid. Steady the ship.
I think he could, but he won't.
On what evidence? What could he do?
Yeah, on what basis, man?
Yeah. On what basis?
The fact that he's about to get Bournemouth into the Champions League.
But nothing about what he's done at Bournemouth suggests that he can manage
Oh, I know what he's doing.
the nonsense that's happening in Madrid.
He's doing the Vincent Kompany calculation. That's what
It's not a Vincent Kompany calculation.
That's what he's doing.
But do we not have to get away from a point of a manager has to do something special to get a big job?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Tell the Madrid players and the Egos and superstars and Perez.
If you had said Barca, if Barca had a job at me, I could, but I think there's a couple of steps. So I'm not saying that's anything special, but there's just a few steps, man. Bournemouth, it's a bit, and we'll talk about Carrick. I want to talk about the whole Carrick thing as well, yeah? But I just think there's a few steps. And we've just seen with Alonso, being, tactical chess master is not what creates success at Real Madrid. It's actually just coming in and creating an environment where all the egos can coexist and they can succeed on the weekend. So I don't even think it does Iraola. Well, we know they're going to ask Mourinho to come back because he's the biggest ego of them all. So let's get a manager whose ego is the biggest in the room and they can tell everybody there, yeah, I've won 3 Champions Leagues. What? Do you know what I mean?
No, I get the whole package of being a Real Madrid manager. When are we going to get to the point where we say managers have to be of a certain ilk or have done certain achievements for them to get a top job? Because those top-end managers are dying out. So you're going to have to start looking at the lower ones, like the tier 2s now, and get ahead of the curve, just like certain players.
They did that with Jabi Alonso. It didn't work.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a tactical thing. We all know that.
Yeah, but
It was. Part of it was because Arda Güler wasn't getting game time because he didn't fit into the tactical scheme. The Endrick wasn't getting game time,
was the root of
so
it,
they got him out. Then there was the whole clash with Vinny and
No,
Mbappe.
I
and
understand that, but
so part of it was tactically.
The one defeat against Barcelona, they were only 3 points behind
Yeah,
Barcelona when they got sacked.
tell the players that then.
Man said bar the one defeat against Barca.
But that's not unknown to happen in the Spanish league where Barca or Real Madrid slap the other.
If I remember at the time, it wasn't just that. There was Champions League losses. I hear what you're saying. I guess, okay, let's look at it this way. The tier 1 managers as we know them now, right?
Yeah.
Mourinho, yeah?
No. Mourinho's not a tier 1 manager.
No, as in when we look
By
at
reputation,
when we look at
he's
that,
a tier one
manager.
manager.
the fact that he could even be picked up the phone to come
Yes,
back to Madrid
okay,
now.
cool.
Won the league with Porto, then went and won the Champions League with Porto. That is a madness. So that put him there straight away. Pep, first job, comes in, doesn't madness with Barca. That puts him up there straight away. Like, we could do the list. Those guys are there because they did a madness, even when they were just young and becoming managers. So I don't think it's a matter of these guys are dying down. Those guys got to that level fairly quickly and then stayed there because they did a madness to get there and then kept doing the madness, right? You could argue in today's game, Fergie doesn't become Fergie because he had his period where it was a bit, they even say he was one game away from being fired if it wasn't for the FA Cup game and all that. Yeah. Wenger came, won the league did a double in his first full season. So all these guys do stuff. So I do think there has to be a standard. And I think that's where people like Man United are seeing the problems. So even if you talk about Michael Carrick now, people think Roy Keane's just being somehow. And I kind of agree with him. I don't know his reasons why because he never fully explains it. But the guy has done well in a specific situation. He's got a team that couldn't get much worse. They play one game a week, right? And they needed a change of kind of environment, right? So Michael Carrick comes in with the Man United DNA. But how do we know that Michael Carrick can manage a team through 4 competitions, Champions League, start challenging regularly for Champions League places for the duration of the season, transfer windows, bringing new players of a high quality in? He's never demonstrated that. So I guess my thing is I'm never saying these guys shouldn't get the jobs. I'm just saying I can understand why they're not being looked at, or if they go in there, they're not being that successful because there's no evidence to Isaac's question about Hero. There's no evidence that they can do that. So they need to go for people who have demonstrated. That's why I was going on about the company thing at the time. I'm so glad he's done well, but let's not lie. There was no evidence that he was going to do what he's doing.
Sometimes you roll the dice. Sometimes you roll the dice, man.
All right, cool. So it's just roll the dice. All right, cool. But I think the way the manager game is now, a lot of these clubs are trying to chase things a little bit too quickly. And some of these, man, don't get me wrong, if the club calls, you need to go. But you're better off just building. Ask him, what's his name? Ask Potter.
Ask Liam Rosino.
Yo.
So speaking of Jose,
Yes.
rumours that Mr. Perez wants to run it back, spin the block. What's your take on it from both sides?
If the Benfica thing hadn't happened,
You mean
The racial incident.
Yeah.
the racial incident hadn't happened, I would have been like, you know what? Fair play to Perez. Because that's a move from left field. But if there's one guy who will seize the moment, I can imagine his first press conference already. There's going to be 2 or 3 soundbites from that, straight. But with that happening, I think it's a tough one, bro. I think it's a real tough one. With Vinny, with Mbappe, all those guys backed him and rallied around him. And then after what he said, I think it's a tough one.
Yeah, there's going to have to be a lot of conversations behind the scenes. I think it's a case of who does Perez value more. Is it the manager or the player? With the S on the end of that, in commas, because it could personally also be 1 or 2 other players that choose to back Vinny rather than say, do you know what, I want to work with Mourinho and it's Perez's decision. But all of that don't matter as long as dictator Mbappe is in the building. So,
and when you put that much money into him, like I think you're right. I think there needs to be some convos, Mourinho with Vinny and a few people. And I think Mourinho is one of those guys, 2 things can both happen. He can come in there and it can be a madness and they'll still win. But at the end, the car will fall. The car will cross the finishing line, the wheels will fall off. Wing mirror, that's where
You just chug over the line.
Yeah. But he will go there and he will win something. He'll break a few eggs and he will win something. So
I don't even know if he'll win something. You know,
Does he still have the fire?
This is it. I'm very
yeah,
skeptical.
he's still got it still.
Because I've not seen it from him.
Post Man United, he went to Roma and won the Conference League. Was it
Europa League? I think it was.
one of those two? And then since then, he's just kind of been floating around. Like, to be fair,
yeah.
Porto were undefeated in the league this season. Granted, he didn't manage the whole season. Undefeated in the league this season. Unfortunately, he didn't win the league. So I'm sure he's still got something about him, but I just think the game's gone on too far for him to be that top level manager that we kind of know and love.
I think when you've got the tools that he's gonna have there, what he's got left is enough. I think he can't paper the cracks. He can't do what he did at Porto again. But even at Porto, he had some special talent. He had Deco. He had some. I think when you get there and you've got the Arda Gulars, you've got the Bellingham's, you've got Vinny, Mbappe, it might be enough still. Whatever his sources and all of that, it might be enough. And he's smart enough, I hope, to know, to your point, go in there, put the foundations, work hard, this, that, blah, blah, blah. He'll have seen that video of Enrique trying to get Mbappe to defend. Is he now going to go there and try and get Mbappe to defend? Probably not.
But the thing
But
is,
who never defended for Mourinho? He's never really had a luxury player, has he?
remember Hazard got dragged off the pitch.
He had Ronaldo at Real Madrid.
Yeah,
Yeah, Cristiano. He never defended.
yeah.
That's Ronaldo, though. You think
Mbappe's today's Ronaldo, bro. Let's keep it a buck.
Mbappe hasn't won anything for 2 seasons?
No, but in terms of stature.
You think next season you can say, I'm not going to run? You think Real Madrid are going to win nothing for 3 seasons in a row? Brother,
But
Did
it's
you
do
see-
your
have you
doggies.
seen- Have you seen
Do your doggies. I don't
the
care.
number of
Nah.
signatures on that petition?
Yeah, it's mad. Yeah, but let's be honest. Even Ronaldo was getting booed when he was there.
Winning while he was winning.
Yeah, but I think
Real
stature-wise
Madrid
now.
can't go 3 seasons in a row without winning anything.
No, but what I'm saying is stature-wise now in the game, especially in the forget them man in Saudi and America, whatever. In stature-wise in the game, it's Lamine, it's Mbappe. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but
No,
how far
and
did that
I
carry
get
you?
that, but it's only as we're seeing now.
Yeah.
That's only taking him so far
So you
because it's while PSG are doing a madness without him, and Real Madrid continue to do nothing with him.
So you think that Mourinho go in there and try and make him do a bit more for the team? He doesn't. He can bench him and it's fine. Perez won't say, I'm paying $500,000 for him after tax.
Do you know why I think he can do? Do you know what I think he can do? Because of everything that's going on at the moment.
Okay, fair.
If it continues to, if that noise continues to increase and the fans continue to show their discontent around Mbappe and he doesn't produce, because he's scoring goals, but in regard to team harmony,
Yeah.
And ultimately,
he's a problem.
And Enrique's over there like, haha.
I told
ultimately
you.
he should want to. Going into next season, he should be like, right, I know I'm the guy, but for the benefit of the team, I've got to do the legwork.
And the weirdest thing, it's not even the defending. It's just staying, just be the striker.
I agree with you. I just don't see it. How old is he now? 26?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, he's not going to change now. But I hope he does. We'll see. Maybe Mourinho's the guy that can do it. I don't know. Thierry, we need to call him. I don't know. Something like that. So let's see. I wanted to go back just for the box office and for a new documentary about it. See what I'm saying? That would be sick. And I don't think he'll get on with Flick either. So the touchline will be spicy. Staying on the European piece, 3 English teams in the European finals for the first time. Now we know the
One season.
in one season.
Never happened before.
You know, but I was gonna say the Europa Conference is a relatively new competition. but-
Who was in the Europa League final when Palace was?
Palace.
Yeah, when Palace was it? No, West Ham. Sorry, West Ham.
It was Europa Conference, yeah, but who was in the Champions League final?
That's what.
Yeah, I think that was the year Inter Milan and Dortmund. No, who?
PSG slapped Inter.
Yeah, I think that was last year. So where was the year when Dortmund when Sancho was in the Champions League
Real
final?
Madrid, Dortmund. That was.
Two seasons ago.
Yeah,
20
because did you see that stat about Jadon Sancho?
Yeah, he's been in 3 finals. Yeah.
Crazy.
So look, every year, every once in a while, English teams do well in Europe. Oh, look how strong the Premiership is. Do you think it's another indication of the strength?
Yeah, but remember, you got to go back to maybe a few weeks ago when English teams had a tough week in the last 16
And all of a sudden
finals, and it was like, oh, even though we done well in the league phase, it's not great. But now it's like, see how the narrative changes, all reactionary.
I told
You know what I
sports
gotta
media
say?
right now is like the stock market, bro.
I gotta say,
sentiment.
big up Sky, man.
Why?
This doesn't happen without Sky and their billions that they pump. No, okay. Big up the Premier League for getting the deals and marketing the Premier League that it can be sold for billions around the world.
Yeah.
It's not just Sky. It goes to America, the Far East, or wherever. Without them marketing the league how it is, they wouldn't have the financial power over their European counterparts to be in this position.
True. I think social media plays a massive part as well, because that has taken the message and all of this stuff further than Sky could have. But I'm not sure it directly correlates to how strong the league is. And I know that sounds mad, but we can't have it both ways. We talk about how cup competitions, there's an element of luck, what side of the draw you're on, all of this kind of stuff. So I do think, it's not a surprise. UK, the Premier League's wage bill is by far the biggest. We know there's a direct link between how much money you spend on players and what your average level is going to be. And if we look at some of the clubs that we're now, because there's 3 English teams in these finals, there's a possibility that the 6th club in the Premier League might
Champions
get...
League.
Sorry?
Champions League next season.
Yeah, the 6th club in the Premier League might get Champions League qualification. Right now, who's 6th? Bournemouth?
Correct.
So, Bournemouth. So going to Palace and not step down, but Bournemouth are going to win Champions League next season. Anyway, see.
But that's because of him. Like, anyway.
How would they? Is that a good thing? Is it not going to overwhelm them?
I don't think it should happen. I think there should be a cap on the number of teams. To be
Regardless
honest,
of what happens, right?
I think we should go back to just the champions of the league, and then second place gets in. I think we should go that far back, scale it that far back.
Football's moved on too far since then.
But
I agree, and I think the second place they should go into the Europa League and make the Europa League a strong second thing again.
Exactly.
It would be
But-
so dead.
how so?
It wasn't dead then; it was
By
banging.
nature, it's the champions
Yeah,
league.
because football has progressed. Okay, so you're saying you just want Arsenal and Man City, yeah? And then you want...
No, I'm going further
Remember-
than Isaac. I'm going further than Isaac.
How many teams are
I
going
want
to
it
be
to
in
be
this
champions
competition?
again.
How many teams are going to be in this competition for one, yeah?
Yeah,
No, I'm asking the question.
that's what I'm
Okay,
watching.
we take the top 5 leagues,
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, and then the leagues around that. So, however, it
So
may-
you're not having you're not having entrants from all of the European.
we'll do the seeding like normal. Just do the seeding like normal. So maybe there's 16.
So basically,
18
you're
teams.
saying you want Arsenal to play the top team from Belarus.
No, but their seeding will decide that. If their seeding is of the right kind of level, they'll have to play a qualifier before they come in. That's how it used to be.
That is.
I actually think the league will be
It's
more
not-
exciting.
it's
Can
not-
you imagine there's one Champions League place?
No.
People are scrapping. Hey,
It'd be so.
I think the
it'd
league will
so
be
dead.
mad
Sorry.
from February.
It'd be so dead. It would be an awful competition.
And then you know what would
So
happen?
what would be awful?
No.
The Premier League or the Champions League?
The Champions League
Nah.
would be terrible.
And do you know what else would happen? They'd place more importance on the domestic trophies. Put the FA Cup back as the last game of the season.
No.
Look at
No
this
one,
guy.
no one wants to watch Inter Bratislava
at
beat
this guy.
Arsenal
No,
in
but
February.
you're conflating two different things, bro. What we're saying is slim down the Champions League. So I'm not watching 462 matches every week, right? Between all the different competitions, yeah? And you're not charging people £150 a month just to watch football, yeah? Slim it back down. And yes, there are more leagues contributing at a higher level now. Fine. So what you can do is, the same way they dreamt up this convoluted league stage of the Champions League, someone very clever could figure it out. So by the time, Arsenal, PSG, Barca, Real, Bayern are in the competition, if you're Bodo Glimt and you're in, it's because you slapped a few necks and like, right, okay, you guys are here. Fine.
Bro, you as a football snob
it's-
are not watching the competition. You are trying to
Look,
explain.
I am.
All right, but it's all right. Let's go even deeper. It's a redistribution of resource, wealth, and player talent, right? If we now scale it back, we're no longer forced, or Sky are no longer forced to pump money into the Premier League, which then allows clubs to bring all the talent and resources into this league. We now see a redistribution of players back across the other leagues. So to your point about, do you want to see Arsenal play Bratislavas or whoever it is?
They might all get better.
They might all get better because now there's more money to be distributed around these other
Apart
leagues.
from Spain, where Real Madrid and Barca take most of the money and leave the Petins for everyone.
Because they've
which is under La Liga to distribute it better.
Exactly. But again, we digress. But
Yeah.
that's my point. That's my preference.
Yeah.
However,
From a pure footballing point
from
of
a
view.
pure footballing
Yeah,
perspective,
I agree.
However, just on the point of having 6 teams in 6 Premier League teams in the Champions League, I just think it's too much, man. I get it, coefficients, seeding, all of that,
and everyone thinks, Bournemouth for the Premier League, the money. I don't think he could just smash them to pieces. What I do think though is, I contradict myself a little bit here. You know, Bournemouth. Let's play a little game. Bournemouth get the Champions League, right? Now, in theory, based on the way all this seeding that works, that should mean that Bournemouth would finish in the Champions League place in the other top leagues, right? Mm-hmm. Do you think that's true? Do you think Bournemouth finish in the Champions League place in Serie A? So as they are today, same manager, same players, do you think they finish in Serie A, or they finish Champions League place in Bundesliga or La Liga? What are you saying, Key?
Yes.
I still want more teams in the Champions League.
You think they finish?
I don't want
But you're
more
the same
teams.
man that told me Burnley would finish in the top 10 in
No,
Spain.
so when I said that was in jest. Like, I'm not gonna. It's fine. It's on record. Like I said it on here. I don't care.
Cool, bro. It's all right, man.
Yeah.
Relax.
So I honestly think the top 10 teams in the Premier League
Yeah.
beat the top 10 teams in Serie A, Bundesliga, Liga, and Barcelona. So if you done match for match, I think we come out on top at least 6-4
But or do Bournemouth finish in the top 7?
in Serie A.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Any of the top 5 leagues,
I think
top
so
4 leagues. Sorry.
Como are about to qualify for the Champions League in or Europe in Serie A. This is only their second season in the in Serie A.
How much are they spending there?
But that's my point. Bournemouth are better than Como,
How do you know? How many times have you seen Comer?
bruv. Doesn't matter.
But have you
That's how
seen?
confident I am.
think, and I think,
That's how
come on,
confident
and
I
I
am.
think you're doing it. I think you're doing Fabregas a disservice.
No, I'm not. I'm not doing.
I think
it.
you're doing Fabregas a massive
he's
disservice.
done really
I
well.
said so?
But we've spoken about the decline in. If we said this 15 years ago, I would say top 10 Serie A, top 10 Prem. Serie A's beating us easily 10, 15 years ago. Now the decline of those leagues has been so rapid. We're ahead of them.
So, are you taking Bournemouth over Getafe?
Of course. We go back to the European finals, yeah? The Europa Conference League, the Europa Conference League final should have an English representative from here to the end of the existence of that competition. And they say it's a failure.
Nah, man.
It's a failure.
Nah.
I'm not saying the Europa League, the Europa Conference League. Yeah. Every season, whoever's in that from the Premier League should be in the final. Unless they're chasing the league title in the Prem, that's the only exception I'm giving them. Europa League, semi-final, minimum.
I think
Whoever's in it.
I hear the logic, but I think European competition has showed us many times. You see the way football works?
Listen,
It's not that linear, man.
listen.
And there's other factors to it. Like, Spain is a slightly slower game, slightly more technical game.
Exactly.
All of that 100 miles an hour, phew, from the Prem, you might get there, and it's not that simple. You might win it most weeks, but I don't know, man. Italy, yes, I agree. That league is a little bit weak right now. And maybe Germany, but I do think that it's not that simple. That the teams are conditioned in the Prem to play a certain way, and yes, sometimes we steamroll teams in Europe. When you got to go there and do it every week, and play in a slightly different way, etc., I'm not sure it would be that easy. Personally,
I'm disappointed if Palace don't win their final. I'm disappointed if Aston Villa don't win their final.
anything can happen in the final.
Arsenal will be a bit harder, but I'm expecting 2 out of the 3 to be English winners.
So Aston Villa have Freiburg,
Yep.
right, and Palace have.
Raya Vallecano.
I mean, I'm not saying that those two teams play, but I'm going to pay them more respect than Keith's paying them, innit? I'm just saying.
I don't think it's as straightforward as you think it is.
Yeah, it's a final as
Either
well.
game.
Yeah, I know it's a final. Anything can happen,
For
but
either
yeah.
game. I mean, West Ham. Who did they play?
Fiorentina, wasn't it?
Fiorentina, was it
The bruv, this is the
Fiorentina haven't
Fiorentina.
been Fiorentina for a number
This
of
is
years.
my
though.
point.
For
This
a
is my
number
point.
of
Yeah, but
years.
you're the Liverpool. Where are you gonna finish the season? Anyway,
Wow! Hey, yo,
You know what?
No, he
Let's
started
wait.
it.
Let's
No,
wait
no,
for
he
May
started
30th.
it.
No, let's
No,
wait
no.
for May 30th.
No, he
Yo.
started
I
it.
didn't start on your team.
He started though. He
Yeah,
started.
start on your team.
What,
That's
easy
fine.
mode? Easy mode. He's semi-professional on the game. No, he started it. He started it. Cool. Yeah. All right then. All right. Anyway, back to a league that Keith loves, the Championship. I've not watched more than 10 minutes of Championship football this season. But anyway,
Snob.
them lot are they're spying, yeah?
Spygate, little
Oh my
Spygate. So, a Southampton analyst was caught in the bushes of Middlesbrough's training ground on Thursday ahead of their first leg.
Do you know what I find fascinating about this, yeah? You have to... How long was he there to get what he needed that was helpful to Southampton? You could have gone there the day they were doing cool-down. You could have gone there on the day they were just doing random drills. What are you... I guess that's the risk, but I just find it hilarious. Just in the bushes all day trying to find a nugget. Come on, bro.
And the thing is, there's so much tape and analysis just out in the ether. Granted, they might have been working on something special, but I find it hilarious that you're going that extreme to.
I mean,
to
we
get an
probably need
advantage.
someone who's spied on a team before to tell us that, no, actually, it gives you 1 or 2%. But to your point now, with all the data, all the videos...
And I can't remember what team it was. I think it might happen with Derby and someone they were playing.
Coventry, wasn't it Derby and Coventry?
And then they have a foreign manager who was like, "Oh, we do this in my country
all
all
the
the
time."
time.
Yeah.
Like this is nothing new." But Southampton have been charged, which is it's interesting because
Charged with
what's an appropriate sanction for them? Do they just get a fine?
No, wait, sorry, that's your punishment. What have they been charged with? Espionage. Is there?
I don't even know. Like, yeah, but
Is it being charged under the
said they've
Official
been
Secrets Act or
charged.
something?
Like, yeah, it's crazy. So, what the charge is, what the fallout would be, what's acceptable? Yeah, it's mad.
That is absolutely crazy. But who won in the end?
It was 0-0.
So what? It didn't even help.
Nope.
Yeah.
Didn't do a damn thing.
Well, he got caught, so they might have adjusted something. But I just think that is ludicrous. What a waste of everyone's time and money.
Yeah. Before we wrap up, can I just say big up Rochdale,
Who?
Rochdale,
I'm joking, sir.
who missed out on promotion when they played York a couple of weeks ago.
So are we bringing them up?
Bro, let me finish.
Oh, sorry.
They had their playoff final at Wembley today. They scored a 97th minute equaliser to make it 2-2 against Bournemouth, and they ended up winning on penalties.
Against who?
Bournemouth.
No.
Yeah, Bournemouth got to the final. So I think it's
No.
just that the team that finished second got promoted to the.
That doesn't
to
even
the
happen
league
often,
football. Yeah,
does
it
it?
doesn't happen often, man.
Go and
So
play-
you get 105 points, don't get promoted. Last minute
I
equaliser.
love this points thing. Innit?
Bro,
Well, they done it.
big up Rochdale.
Big ups to them.
And big up Miles for getting promoted as well, innit?
Oh yeah, he did. I
Big
saw
up
it
Miles,
today.
man.
Yeah.
Was he
Big up Miles
Hornchurch?
Weston.
Yeah, Hornchurch getting promoted.
Nice.
Big up Miles, man.
Still slapping next in the league. What do you mean? What do you mean? Well, we march on. What's his game week 36?
Yeah.
His face.
It's that realization, innit, that they're gonna do it.
You know what it is for me, yeah?
They're gonna do
I
it.
was more accepting them winning it, not last season, the season before, because that's when I thought, I think. But yeah,
And then
big-
you thought, they're not going to do it now.
yeah, like I thought
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
it's
yeah,
gone,
yeah,
innit? Like,
yeah,
yeah, I thought the
move,
chance was
man.
gone, man.
I'm not going to lie, yeah. I've got a bit of a problem.
Alright.
Well, I've been dissing this guy the whole season. To be fair, I said if he doesn't win anything, then we have to have a chat. If he wins something, then he does his job.
Listen, everyone that's screaming Declan Rice for Player of the Year, you lot are nasty.
Oh, we're not gonna talk about this.
You've
No,
got
he's in the
your
convo.
goalkeeper has been putting in performance after performance. He's been saving you lot. I.e., today, that he doesn't make that save. Let's be honest, West Ham run away with some
There's a
points,
few.
at least a point. So I don't understand how you're still screaming Declan when David Raya is standing right
No,
there.
I agree. But you know the whole
doing the
thing in
madness.
ball, goalkeepers, they never, unless you're a certain type of personality, they don't get that much love, bro. Even Alisson. I think Alisson doesn't get the level of recognition for his prime years.
Outside of the
Because you never
his
saw
supporters.
him, never heard from him. You know. So I think Raya, and it's interesting, when I was listening to the Liverpool game yesterday, commentator said, he went in his junk, so he didn't vote. But anyway, said he would have voted for David Raya.
Talksport.
Yeah. He was like, I would have voted for David Raya because everyone keeps talking about the defence. The goalkeeper is a big part of the defence. He's going to win Golden Glove, probably. He should be up there. So I'll be very surprised if he doesn't win one of the Player of the Year things, even if it's just the Arsenal Player of the Year. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He should win one. He should win
Isaac, would you start him for Spain? I know you've been very...
Who's the Spain goalkeeper again?
Is it Unai Simon?
Yeah, that's one.
I think Raya's
when they
got to play now.
When they were screaming world class
For Spain?
Why?
After his performance this season, you don't think he deserves a shot?
listen,
No, there's no must by it. If I'm the Spanish team coach, that's good for you over there.
there you
I'm
go.
looking at the three of you, and if I feel like he's better, he's better. That's it. That's it.
He might be in a lesser team, but as a player, as a goalkeeper, as a one-on-one goalkeeper, I prefer him.
So it's like the Ederson-Alisson thing with Brazil.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
But the wickedest thing, he can't even get in the squad.
Bro, it's tricky. Like I rate Raya, but there's moments like, what he did.
Wolves,
for someone that has played as well as him, has done as many Golden Gloves. Yeah, he's had too many bozo moments. You don't normally get the two. You don't normally get the two together.
We had Reina, and he had many bozo.
And then he was
he
a
was a
decent
got 3 in
keeper.
a row Golden Gloves as well.
Fair play. All right, well I think a couple more episodes before I'm coming in there and popping some champs. What are you saying?
We shall see.
I think if we also win the league, you lot should buy me a little celebratory bottle.
What did you buy us last
Where's
season?
our bottle?
What did you buy us?
Where's
You
our
ask.
bottle, B?
I'm asking.
Nah.
You didn't ask, I'm asking.
No.
No.
What you saying?
No.
I can't get a little
All right, you'll get one of these.
Moët Chandon.
You get one of these.
No.
That's it.
I can't get Laurent Perrier.
Wrap it up.
all right.
Wrap it up.
Anyway, we'll see you next week.
Just
Peace.
kind of, all right, cheers.